Hi everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Chasers. Today is December 21st, 2021. Taking a look at the current weather, you can see the big ridge out of the Pacific Ocean, which is going to be one of our main weather features for the next 2 weeks in the Pacific Northwest. You can see the first system sliding down through Southeast Alaska right now. This one is not supported by Arctic air yet. The one on its heels will be, and it's going to be a much colder upper level low, and it depends on where that sets up exactly that contributes to our snowfall potential throughout the Pacific Northwest. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it, and I'll give you a visual representation here of what we can expect. Here's that upper level low off the California coast, and you can kind of see this colder air up here in the Yukon, and the first system moving down is a chilly upper level low, great for mountain snow, maybe a little bit of accumulation north portions, Whatcom County, southern BC. But then you see the next one come for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, much colder air aloft there. You see the reflection of the polar vortex up here over the Northwest Territories, and watch what that does. It kind of spins another lobe towards us as we go into Christmas, the day after Christmas, I should say, and very cold air aloft. Significant cold air aloft at that point. And you can see another system move down through the Northwest. It wouldn't take much to get a disruptive snowfall out of a system like that. Any kind of trajectory over water running back into a cold air mass could drop significant snowfall, and by that I mean maybe 2 or more inches that would be sticking on the streets all the way down to sea level. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the GFS mean. This is a combination of all the ensemble runs. This is the average temperature at 5,000 feet. We have very high confidence the Arctic air is coming for the Pacific Northwest now, through British Columbia, Alberta, into Montana, Washington, down into Oregon. So confidence is high in this event now, folks. And we're going to go ahead and look at some individual snowfall amounts, and then we'll get to the European. Looking at this, it doesn't look like anything too extreme coming on the GFS, but I'm telling you, 2 inches down to sea level is very disruptive for places like Portland, Seattle, Bellingham, Vancouver, British Columbia. And then you can see the potential for some larger storms off into the future. But again, we're going to have to check these out as the high resolution models get into view. And so this is getting a little bit too far ahead of ourselves there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the European model here. And we're just going to kind of scroll through here. Here comes Wednesday's system down through Southeast Alaska. It's going to warm us up actually into the mid and upper 40s in a lot of the areas. And once that low kind of passes through a bit, maybe we'll get the snow level is going to come back down, and then it'll actually rise back up a little before the stronger system on Christmas Eve. You see that 985 low moving down Vancouver Island. As it slides off the coast, depends on where that sets up as far as snow potential. You can see the Arctic air building into British Columbia at this time, and which you can kind of see on this map here. If we look back towards Christmas Eve, you see that very cold air aloft is already getting established into British Columbia. And with that surface low here, it would tap some of that. Any kind of precipitation band would bring snow levels down to the surface. Going on in the future a little bit more, you'll notice how the troughing just kind of hangs out over southern BC and western Washington there. And that would be all snow at this point. Going on to the future a bit more, you can see Arctic air becomes fully established now, and another system develops in the southern periphery, and that could be a significant snowstorm anywhere from western Washington, really anywhere across the region. Just depends on where that sets up. Right now, that would be a big snowfall maker, especially for eastern portions of the state, up through Spokane, on into Boise, and then getting portions of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. You'll see another system move down here. We have to watch that one for development and see how that interacts with the Arctic high. And then we're fully in the icebox here. Very cold temperatures. You can see the Arctic air is just established all throughout, all the way down into Oregon. And that is where the European model runs. But let's take a look at where some of these temperatures are going, because this is extreme cold, folks. And this is the 2-meter temperature anomaly. This is at the surface. So we're going into the future here, and look at British Columbia. We've broken this chart. It's negative 33 below the average temperature for British Columbia. And that air expands into western Washington, Montana, Alberta, Idaho. We've just broke the chart. I mean, that's 30 below average at Seattle there. That's incredible. So as you look, this continues too. We're off into the 29th and the 30th now. and all the way into the new year, extreme Arctic cold potentially on its way for Western Washington. This isn't the GFS in one of its wild runs. This is the main European model run. So this is very extreme, and it's probably more extreme than a lot of the ensembles, but this is our deterministic run. This is what we think the conditions of the atmosphere are going to bring. And let's go ahead and look at the temperatures. Let's watch the actual temperatures here fall. These are actual temperatures, not anomalies. So watch this cold just kind of settle down into British Columbia, and it ebbs and flows, and you'll see this is on Christmas Eve here, and it's getting well established over northern parts of BC, and look at it, just takes over British Columbia there. Just complete Arctic air mass going on here. And if there's snow on the ground, these temperatures could even be exceeded. Snow tends to radiate heat very well, especially on clear, cold nights, and you can get some really extreme temperature minimums. So taking a look at that, let's go ahead and look at, let's get it up close on Washington here and just kind of see what kind of lows we're looking at with this run of the European model. So as you can see, we go below freezing somewhere around Christmas night or the day after, and we don't get above it for a while. And we're going to look at minimums. So I'm going to see what kind of minimum temperatures we're going to get here. I mean, 7 degrees at SeaTac, just outrageous. And this is really the high on the 28th. The high is 10 degrees. Well, it would probably be about 12 degrees Fahrenheit. That's just incredible. And so looking on into, look at this 1 degree at SeaTac. Going into the 30th, 1 degree. -2 at SeaTac. All-time record low this run of the European has. So extreme Arctic cold potentially on its way. So yeah, that's what we're looking at so far. Let's see if, let's just look at snowfall totals here. Let's do 24 hours so we can just kind of try to predict individual events here and see how disruptive these would be. You can see a little bit of snowfall north of Seattle, and then Christmas Eve a little bit again through Seattle. So these are 24-hour totals. This is now moving into Christmas morning. So the European is, if we go right here, what's that, 1 inch at Christmas morning? So technically we would have a white Christmas at Seattle on this latest European. But it looks like the more extreme stuff is coming just after Christmas. So here we are into the 26th, and you can see a really heavy snowfall band up by Everett, Whidbey Island, north of Seattle here, and that kind of sags down. And look at this, you're looking 2+ inches for Seattle on this European run, which would be all below freezing, would be a very disruptive event. And you can see Vancouver, Bellingham, down towards Portland, looks like it's getting on the action here. And yeah, that would be an impressive band across Seattle too. That would get people's attention. Let's go a little bit further into the future here, waiting for the computer to catch up. And yeah, the European is so cold that it's not really, I mean, the Arctic high just kind of takes residence over the area, and it's not letting systems come back in. But that's not going to last. We're going to get some Pacific moisture at some point trying to break down the door there, or we might just get more reinforcing shots of Arctic air that bring trajectory over the ocean and back into Western Washington and Oregon. So all things to watch. Very impressive European run there, folks. So things are looking very cold, high confidence, and we'll see if it goes from there. It looks like I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers, so thanks for everybody for coming on. I appreciate that very much, and hopefully I can just continue to do these videos and let you guys, keep you guys aware of what's going on across the region as we get into this event. And I'll keep doing these videos every day. I might do a live feed maybe tonight or tomorrow. We'll have to see how that goes. And so I will talk to you guys on Twitter, and I'll keep updating you guys as I see runs coming in there. And I will talk to you guys later.